Imagine suddenly waking up in the middle of the night. You're sure you're awake, you can hear the whir of a fan, see the patterns on the ceiling, but you can't move a muscle. No matter how hard you try, your arms and legs feel locked in place. Have you ever felt utterly awake and yet completely trapped? This phenomenon is called sleep paralysis, and it's both unsettling and oddly common. Up to 1 in 4 people will experience it at least once in their life. But what exactly is happening during these moments? Why do ancient legends and internet forums both bubble over with tales of waking nightmares? On the surface, sleep paralysis seems simple. Your body refuses to move, even though you feel awake. But there's more to it. People often report seeing phantoms, hearing strange buzzing, or feeling a crushing weight on their chest. Why do so many people from different cultures describe almost the same thing? Let's rewind a bit. Sleep is not just a switch you flip on and off. It's more like a carefully choreographed dance between your brain and body. During certain phases, especially REM sleep, your brain becomes incredibly active, nearly as active as when you're awake. Yet, your body goes limp. Why would evolution design us this way? During REM, or rapid eye movement sleep, most muscles in your body are paralyzed. This paralysis is actually a protective mechanism, preventing you from physically acting out your dreams. Imagine if every dream of flying ended with a leap off your bed, not the most restful night. So, what happens during sleep paralysis? Simply put, your brain wakes up before your body does. You regain consciousness, but your body is still stuck in the safety mode of REM, paralyzed. It's a rare glitch in the sequence, like opening your eyes halfway through a movie. But here's the twist. Many people don't just feel stuck. They see, hear, and sense things that aren't real. A sinister figure in the corner, a buzzing in their ears, or hands holding them down. Why is our mind conjuring up such vivid, frightening scenes? Here's where things get wild. Sleep paralysis is ancient, and so are the stories about it. In Europe, legends spoke of the night hag, a wicked creature who sits on people's chests. In Japan, they call it kanashibari, meaning bound by metal. How could so many cultures invent eerily similar monsters? Maybe you're wondering, why do these hallucinations happen at all? It turns out your brain is trying to make sense of contradictory signals. You're aware, but your body won't respond. That blank, confusing state is fertile ground for the imagination to fill with stories, often scary ones. There's another twist. During sleep paralysis, the line between dreaming and waking isn't just thin, it's transparent. The part of your brain that handles vision, fear, and threat detection is still firing as if you're in a nightmare. Is it any wonder your mind fills the room with shadows? For some, sleep paralysis is rare, a once-in-a-lifetime scare. For others, it's a frequent visitor, sometimes haunting them every week. Factors like stress, irregular sleep, or even sleeping on your back seem to make it more likely. But why some people and not others? Some researchers think genetics play a role, while others point to lifestyle or mental health. Studies suggest that people with anxiety, PTSD, or narcolepsy report sleep paralysis more often. But is it cause or effect, a symptom, or a trigger? The answer is still a puzzle. Okay, but what does sleep paralysis actually feel like, moment to moment? Some people describe it as peaceful at first, even dreamlike. Then the dread creeps in. You're awake, but your body is a statue. Is that silence comforting or terrifying? Others report an overwhelming sense of presence, like someone is watching or approaching, heart pounding, breath shallow. Yet when it passes, there's nothing in the room but your echoing heartbeat. Was it all just your mind playing tricks or something deeper? What about the out-of-body experiences? Some people report feeling as if they float above themselves or see the room from the ceiling. Is this just another hallucination, or does it suggest consciousness isn't always anchored to the body? Harvard psychologist Balint Jalal suggests sleep paralysis is like a waking dream. Your mind is alert, but the body's off switch is still engaged. This mismatch can fuel all sorts of eerie phenomena. But if it's just a neurological quirk, why does it feel so meaningful? Let's take another perspective. Throughout history, some have viewed sleep paralysis as evidence of spiritual forces, or even alien visitation. They describe being held down, probed, or whisked away. Could every alien abduction tale just be a misfiring nervous system? Here's a question. If you knew your mind could conjure up such real sensations, what does that say about your everyday perception? How much of what you see and feel is construction, patched together by your brain? So, what should you do if sleep paralysis pays you a visit? The first challenge is not to panic, a tall order in the moment. Remind yourself that it's temporary. Most episodes last a few seconds to a couple minutes, even if they feel much longer. Some people find that moving their eyes or wiggling a toe breaks the spell. Others focus on slow, steady breathing until control returns. But here's the question: can training or preparation really help, or is it all down to chance? Researchers recommend regular sleep, reducing stress, and sleeping on your side as possible ways to reduce the odds. But there's still no surefire cure. It's like sleep paralysis sits right on the edge of what science can explain, and sometimes it leans over that edge. And yet, for a few, sleep paralysis is a curiosity, not a curse. Some lucid dreamers use it as a gateway to exploring their dreams on purpose, learning to control their thoughts, or even finding artistic inspiration from the experience. You might ask, what does sleep paralysis reveal about the fragile wall between waking and sleeping? About the way our minds balance safety, perception, and reality? Is it a bug, or is it a kind of feature we only half understand? Let's look closer at REM sleep. Animals dream too. Dogs twitching, cats flicking their tails. But humans seem especially prone to these waking interruptions. Is our more complex brain a blessing, or does it just mean more glitches in the system? Psychologists have tried to map the geography of hallucinations during sleep paralysis. The room feels dark even if it isn't. Sounds seem distant or magnified, and time dilates. Could this offer a useful window into how consciousness knits together our experience of the world? What's most remarkable is how sleep paralysis blurs hard lines between sleep and wakefulness, between inside and outside, between real and imagined. You find yourself caught in a borderland, and every borderland teaches us something about what's on both sides. Stories matter, too. The shape a culture gives to sleep paralysis can change how people interpret it. Monster in the shadows, ghost by the window, or a medical glitch. Same experience, different story overlay. How much of our fear is simply inherited language? What's the bottom line? Sleep paralysis is incredibly unnerving, but almost never dangerous. It's your body doing its best to protect you, caught in a moment of miscommunication with your brain. The monsters feel real, but they're built out of imagination and midnight static. But if you've experienced sleep paralysis, waking up, unable to move, certain you've seen something impossible, does it make you doubt your next waking moment just a bit? If your brain can fool you so completely, what else might it be inventing? So, next time you wake up feeling trapped, tinged with fear, remember, you're not broken. Your brain's just caught in the middle of a handoff, like a relay runner fumbling the baton for a split second. The episode will pass. If it happens again, try focusing on your breathing or a small movement, toe, finger, anything. Even if you feel alone, you're not. Millions of people have experienced this blink between worlds. In the end, sleep paralysis isn't just a medical oddity. It's a window into how our brains build reality and how thin the boundary between mind and body really is. What would happen if you could control that boundary? The next time you slip into sleep, spare a thought for the incredible choreography happening under the surface. As you drift, your body and mind work together, and sometimes they step on each other's toes. But even in those strange stumbles, there's something uniquely human. Maybe the real lesson of sleep paralysis is this: awareness is not a single switch, but a messy, fascinating spectrum. Somewhere in that twilight, reality blurs, an unexplored landscape waiting for the brave and the curious. So, awake but frozen. What does it tell us? Not just about sleep, but about how little we sometimes know our own heads. If your mind can surprise you at its most defenseless, what else is bubbling under the surface? Let sleep paralysis be a reminder. There are mysteries hiding in the most familiar places. Even your own bed. Some belong to science, some to story, and some to that strange in-between where the real meets the imagined.